Shanna here. Welcome to my channel all about finding joy while learning to live well with autoimmune disease. I'm so glad to have you here. So today I'm sharing 5 quick tips for eating out on the autoimmune protocol on the AIP. So eating out on the AIP can be tricky, but it is possible. Tip number 1, research restaurants online ahead of time. And you can do this a couple ways. You can just look at the menus of restaurants in your area and look for menu items that you can mix and match to be AIP. So in my experience, I've eaten out on AIP a number of times. I've never found a restaurant with one option that's completely AIP. I always have to mix and match options to create my own AIP dish. And so what I do when I look online for a restaurant, I look for menu items that I can mix and match, like a protein, vegetables, usually steamed vegetables or grilled vegetables, like a healthy fat like avocado, and then I mix and match. You either look at restaurants in your area, or you could do like a search like organic restaurants near me, farm to table restaurants near me, paleo restaurants near me. I found that when I do those type of searches, I can usually find somewhere that I feel comfortable eating. Also, there's like restaurants, or there's like more casual grab and go type of restaurants. And so just be aware of the grab and go stuff, even if they have like AIP options. A lot of times those places have the food already prepared, and so you can't customize it. So just be mindful of that. One place that I've had great success at is like this grass-fed burger place. It's called Burger Lounge. When we lived in Southern California, they had multiple locations there, and I always go there when I visit. But they have grass-fed burgers, and they have a paleo burger on the menu that you can then customize. And so it comes with like grilled zucchini, a grass-fed burger patty, and then just order it with like no tomato. And I order it with no bacon because I'm guessing they don't have AIP compliant bacon. But yeah, so Paleo Burger Lounge, you can customize it to be AIP. Look for other grass-fed burger places. You might find success there too. Next tip is to call the restaurant ahead of time. So you found this restaurant online that you feel comfortable creating an AIP meal with. They have options that will work for you. So next, go ahead and give them a call and just let them know that you have multiple food allergies or multiple food intolerances. Let them know, like, I'm coming in. Is this something that you guys can cater to? Food allergies, food intolerances. In my experience, usually the restaurants will say yes. Just because you call ahead and they say that they're good about food allergies or food intolerances, your work is not over. Really, the heavy lifting begins when you step into that restaurant. It's really important that you communicate with your server immediately. So next tip is to communicate with your server, with the manager or the chef, or all of the above, and I found it helpful if you bring an AIP allergy card with you. Just a little card that like clearly spells out, these are my allergies, this is what I can't have. It has a note about cross-contamination and the importance of using about your food being prepared in a different location with different utensils, so that cross-contamination is not an issue. And then also on the back can have a simple meal idea for the chef, like a simple protein, vegetables, and it can give specifics. So you can create your own AIP allergy card, or I have one for free if you'd like to download it. I will put the link down below, and you can just print it off and take it with you. I found that when I'm trying to communicate with my server, I try to keep it very simple and very clear. So I let them know that I do have multiple food allergies, multiple food intolerances. I just keep it simple, and I say, I find it easier if I tell you what I can't eat rather than what I can't. So I let them know what kind of protein I want, what kind of vegetables, what I'd like to order, and then very important, let them know that you cannot have any butter or oils except for olive oil. And even some restaurants cut their olive oil with canola oil, so you have to be careful there. You can just say no oils. Many times I've said no oils, no butter, no seasonings. I found it easier if I say no seasonings than if I say, well, I can have this seasoning, but not this seasoning. As simple as you can make it on them, you're going to have a greater chance of having a successful time eating AIP at a restaurant. And so I try to keep it as simple as possible. I'll order like for example, we were recently in Hawaii and I ate out a couple times, and I had an amazing server who was like my advocate with the chef. She could see my concern. I let her know the first time I met her, like, I will get sick if I eat any of this stuff. Please make sure that there's no cross-contamination. And then I ordered mahi steamed vegetables. The first time I went, they made me like steamed broccoli and carrots. The next time they made me like steamed asparagus, and then I got a side of avocado. I could have ordered fresh fruit for a dessert, but I'd already had kind of like fruit earlier in the day. I had fruit back at our place, so I didn't need to. But if you're wanting to order a dessert, fresh fruit is a great option for that. So another great option for eating out on the AIP is to build your own salad. So to look at the salads and create your own with AIP vegetables, you could have like a protein put in there. Just again, be sure that you order it without the dressing, that you bring your own salad dressing, or that you bring your own oils if you'd like to top your salad. And then if you can find a place that serves like grass-fed, beef or organic chicken, even, or free-range chicken, even better. Those places can be hard to find depending on where you're located. When possible, find a restaurant that has quality, local, organic ingredients. Be aware of hidden ingredients. So a lot of restaurants will use ingredients that are not listed on the menu. A funny but not so funny story is that my family and I were on a road trip. I found a restaurant that had, things I could mix and match, or I thought I could, and then I got there and I ordered something like one of my sides I ordered was carrots, and they legit soak their carrots in sugar. Like I asked, like, okay, so I just want plain steamed carrots with nothing on them, no oils, no butters, no seasonings, nothing. And the waitress is like, oh, well, we soak all of our carrots in sugar. And I'm like, can I just get some like not soaked in sugar? No, we don't have any. We just get them like that. I'll never forget that. My kids' jaws were like dropped to like, they're like, why would you soak the carrots in sugar? Oh my gosh. And then another time I was out with my husband and I was ordering on my food, my protein and my sides, and I said, no butters, no oils. And I was like, what kind of oils do you use? And she's like, olive oil with some vegetable oil in it. So then I said, okay, just no oils. And they were happy to prepare my protein and my vegetables with just plain. So anyway, be aware of hidden ingredients. They can sneak into your food without you realizing it. Next tip is to bring any AIP salad dressings or seasonings that you want. So again, I find it easier personally to just order my food plain with no seasonings and no oils and no butter that way. I've just had a better experience getting my food that way, and then I can add on anything. Like if you like coconut aminos, they have coconut aminos travel packs. You can put salad dressing in like a mason jar. I've done that and brought it with me. Or you could do like a little glass snapware. You can bring your own seasonings to like spice up your food. But again, I've just found it easier to say no seasonings, like a blanket statement, and to focus on what I can eat with the server. And then a lot of times that they'll still ask me, well, what are your allergies or your intolerances, so I can let the chef know. And then you can either give them your AIP allergy card, or you can just list all of the major ones like gluten, dairy, soy, eggs, and so on, so that they know. So when you go out to eat, don't forget your supplements. If you're taking any kind of supplementation, any kind of support, digestive support or medicine, don't forget to take that with you. The last tip for eating out on AIP, and it is if you are new to AIP, I don't recommend eating out. Starting AIP is hard enough. There's so many ins and outs to understand, and it's really important that you can identify when your body's feeling unwell due to certain things. So I share this tip speaking from experience. Within a few weeks of starting AIP, I started eating out, and I didn't understand the risk of cross contamination. I didn't understand that if like a restaurant says coconut water, it can have other ingredients in that coconut water. I just didn't understand all of the different ins and outs with eating out. And so I would encourage you to spend the time at first to just get the AIP down pat, to start feeling better, and then before you start trying to eat out, and really just do your homework and make sure that you're communicating to your server, that you're explaining what your needs are. And even despite our best efforts, cross-contamination does still sometimes happen, and I can always tell when something's not quite right and it's not a fun experience. So I share that tip from my own experience, that in the beginning I was trying to eat out for date night, and I just didn't understand even all the things I've talked about, I didn't do the best job. I definitely had some ups and downs at the beginning of my AIP journey because I was trying to eat out and not understanding the ins and outs of eating out on AIP. So I encourage you to take your time with eating out. Also, there is an article by Eileen at Phoenix Helix who shares restaurants that are great options for eating out at. And I will link that down below too. All right, so I hope these tips help you for eating out. I hope you enjoy eating out on the AIP. Enjoy the time with loved ones. Let me know if you have any questions at all. I'm always happy to answer them. I publish new videos every week, so hit subscribe if you don't want to miss any. And if you have a request for a video, email me and I've got your back.